everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. I'm going to be showing you how to make this curve closed box. I don't really know what to call it yet, I haven't quite decided, but it's a 4x4 square box, and then it's got this really nice curve closure with kind of almost like leaf effect, I guess, when it's all closed up. Now this is my prototype, so there are a few little errors in this one, so this is the one I was practicing on and made some mistakes, which I usually use rubbish white paper to do all of that, but I thought I knew what I was doing, so I have done something similar before, and instead I didn't, and I got a measurement wrong, and I've ended up wasting this card. But I will save some of it, but I just thought I'd show you this one because it will look the same as this, but obviously it won't have those extra score lines. And the way that I've closed this is slightly different to how I'll be showing you today. So it's a colour block. I've used the blue and this green. This is a separate base, and then this is all two separate pieces of like A5 size card. But again, I'll talk through the measurements in a second. So the way I've got this one opening is kind of like a little, I'll get rid of this. Like I said, this isn't how I'm going to show you because I was playing around with different ways. It is going to be that way underneath there, but this top one is going to be with velcro, which was much better. I had to play around with that. But basically you just undo this one here and it will open out, and then you've got this really nice sized box, and there's all the sides just fold in there, and then these ones won't have the dots like that. They're just going to have nice two little slits on the side just to close like so, and then this will finish with a velcro dot on the top, so it will all close much nicer than mine. But just to show you, that is what we're going to be making. So let's crack on. I'm just going to peel, now I've shown you, I can take this piece off here because I'm going to reuse that piece. There we go. Okay, so you are going to need, let me just grab my scoreboard. Ooh, so we've got all that ready. Okay, so you will need everything here. I just caught my nail. I hate it when that happens. I've just had them done as well, and I've just caught it. Bugger. Okay, forget about that for the minute. So you need two pieces of card that measure 5 3/4 of an inch by 8 1/4. And these are going to be the actual box. I've already started scoring one there just to show you and to keep the video as short as possible. And then you need this piece here, which is for your base, which is 5.5 by 5.5 square. Okay. You then need something that you can use to score around, something circular, oval. It doesn't really matter. And basically it's just to be able to do this here. Okay, so whether it's the bottom of a glass cup, or if you have these are a set of X-cut circle cutting tools. They come in a nest. I've got the ovals and I've got the circles as well, so I've just used the smaller of the oval one here. But yeah, if you've got a cup, anything like that, that will work fine, or a little plate. And then some Velcro dots, and then all just your normal adhesives and stuff. So first of all, grab one of your 5 3/4 by 8 1/4 card. Okay, so I've got my one piece here. So first of all, scoring along your 8 1/4 of an inch side, you're going to score at 4 and at 8. Okay, and then you're going to rotate onto the 5 3/4 of an inch side, and you're going to score at 4 3/4. Okay, and then rotate back again onto the 8 1/4 inch side, making sure you got this small tab that you just scored along the top, and you're going to score at 1.5 just down to that first score line. Okay, so 1.5 and then 2.5 like so, and then 5.5 and 6.5, all just down to that first score line. Okay, then rotate it back again onto the 5 3/4 of an inch side, and you just want to put a little notch at 2 3/4 of an inch. Okay, just like I've just done there. Flip it over so it's on the other side, and just again just notch on that side, and that will just give you an impression through onto the other side. And then just grab your ruler and just line those points up from one side to the other there, and just on that middle score line just put a little notch there as well. Okay, so you should have that one that one and that one in a line. Okay, so repeat that again for that other piece of card, and grab your small 5 by 5.5 piece while we're here, and all you want to do with this one is pull the card out ever so slightly from the side, okay, and you want to score at 3/4 of an inch, and again then rotate, pull it out a little bit and score at 3/4 of an inch, and again just make sure you pull it out a little bit each time, and again that last piece. And that, by pulling it out that little bit, it just enables you to be able to sit that whole piece when we put it together inside this base that we're going to make. Okay, so keeping your pen, what you want to do, just pop that to one side for a second. So just going to burnish all of our sides. I'm just going to use my finger here. Just because it's just those two there. Just that one, and again along the top there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut along the top first, and then we can carry on because we need to stick it together a little bit first before we score those curved lines in. So what you want to do here, so grab your piece of card and you want to have this thin 1-inch tab on your right hand side, and what you want to do is cut across that first score line of that very thin tab, okay, and cut all the way up to that second score line, and then just cut down and just cut that out. Make sure it's super neat, because this is going to be obviously exposed at the top. These are going to be your little square tabs that hold it all together. Okay, so you've cut that piece out, and then go down that next score line, and then you want to cut all the way along to that next square. Just getting that straight down past that middle. Again, like so, and then can cut that one out as well. There we go. Okay, so that's what you want to have, is that design there. So do that again on your second piece. Okay, so that's the two pieces that we've got. Now what we want to do is stick this one on top of this tab here that we've got. I'm just going to just slightly shear off the edges there, just so it's a bit more of a tab. I haven't burnished that one either, so just quickly do that one. Okay, so get a bit of your fuse, tacky glue, double-sided tape, whatever you've got. Actually, I'm going to use my red tape, which I've stuck down to the other one, which I shouldn't do. I've got plastic little sleeves for them to stop them sticking together. Okay, because this stuff is going to stick some. Make sure you get it, whenever you stick it, get it right up to that score line, because that's obviously going to be the outside crease that's going to be exposed. You want that to be super secure. Okay, so just line those score line up to that end of that other piece, like so. Okay, and then again we're going to put this one, stick this one down to the other side. So I'm just going to take, so again turn it up so it's facing up, and you want to stick along that outer. Okay, ooh, thought I had it then. There we go. So turn it upside down, lay it on its back, fold that one in, and then that one, or that one, sorry, and then that one on top, and then you should be able to get a nice join, like so. Okay, so that's what you will have at the moment. Just a little square. So now on its, put it on its side, doesn't matter what side it is, and then grab your little whatever it is you're going to use to draw around, and basically what you want to do, so wherever that notch is that you have, so I've got this one here, put your tool on there first, okay, and then line that, this whatever it is, so it's, you're just in line with it with your tool, your stylus there, and the other side you want it so that it meets this corner here. Okay, give yourself a tiny little gap. You can see some of the green mat there, because this has got a ball on the end, so it's actually quite thick, so it will give you that space basically to make sure that you get, because if you go right on it you'll be off with your scoring, and the stylus will actually come over this side. So just give yourself a little bit of space there, and that will enable you to get a nice, and push down. All it will do is put an impression on the other side, which is fine because it's going to be in exactly the same place anyway, like so. So you'll see there that I've got it joined from nicely on that corner there to that notch that we done earlier. Okay, so just turn it up the other way, and then again just join, and again, and just leave myself a little gap there. You can see again a little bit of the green mat, and just score that around like so, and that's what you will have. Okay, so then I'm just going to come around there. Oh, and I haven't got a little notch mark there. So it was 2 3/4. Although that seems a bit higher. Why did I do that? Oh, it's 1 3/4 from the top. It's fine. I'm just adding in my notch there. You will already have yours in place. Okay. And again, so just from that notch, give yourself that little gap again that I've got there, and just bring that around. And you just want to repeat that all the way around. Okay, there we go. So we've got that one, that one, that one, and that one. And you've got all those nice marks. So what you can do now is just push in that side corner, and as you do it, those will just naturally kind of follow. So again, that one there, you can see there, and just kind of help them along. You can pinch them a little bit if you need to, just to make sure they kind of sit there, and there you have it. So now you can see when you bring it all together, there you get that lovely effect. It's really, really nice. I really like this. Okay, so that's the sides done. So now it's just to do the base. So you've already done your scoring there. So what we need to do now is any side, because they're all the same, it doesn't matter which one, just cut up to that first score line like so, and then again on this side here like that, and then rotate it so that you've got that facing that way, away from you, and just do the same again, and then you're just going to bring all of those sides in. So I'll just burnish it. Sorry, I should have done that first. Like so. And then I'll just use a piece of tear tape. You just want to put them on the outsides of these tabs, like so. Taking a load of it off with it. Okay, and then rotate it over. And what you're going to do here, so they're going to stick in. I'm just trying to think. See, I did do it this way, but I'm trying to think what way it might be better to do. Yeah, so, okay, leave that to one side. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud, forgetting I'm filming. Where is my pokey tool? So just take off the tape. I'm just going to bring in all of those sides. So just fold it up and bring in each side there. Oops. Okay. And then what you want to do is with this piece here, so if you just lie it back down flat again, and just put some tape all the way along the bottom. Obviously make sure you haven't got any that's thicker than that 3/4 of an inch, which I've already base got here. And what you want to do is take off the tape. If you just fold it in half, basically it just gives you that kind of, I can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but basically you can get it in place without too much of it sticking down, and then you can just peel the rest of it off. Like so. Okay, so if you push in all like the insides like so, it's a bit easier to get, and if you just match corner to corner of the box, of the base, okay, so you can get it all in place, get all those corners in, and then the rest will kind of just all fall out, and then just go around each side and pull. So I'm just going to pull that piece of tape out first, and then you can stick that whole side down like so, and then again just pull that tape out, stick down the side, and just do that on the others. Just that way you've just got that kind of little bit of flexibility and not getting yourself in a mess. And then that last one, and you should get a really nice flush finish. And then just pop it on its side, and you can just go around and really apply some pressure just to make sure they're all stuck down. So there you have it, that is your colour block base and sides all done. So what we need to do now is just assemble it. So I have got that little piece that you saw at the beginning. I've left mine plain because I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet, so I can add a nice little sentiment onto the top of that nearer the time. But basically what you want to do is grab some snips, and so you've got your box like this left hand side one here, in the middle you just want to cut up to the center just like so. So just a little slit, and then on the opposite side just rotate it round, and you do the same on the opposite side like so. And now what you can do is slot those two together. I might have to go a bit further. Basically you just keep cutting it until you get a nice flush finish. Do it again. There we go. Okay, so you get a nice square. So that's those two done there, and then what we're going to do here is we're just going to add a little velcro dot, and then I'm going to stick this one on here direct. So I'm just going to grab, I use a bit of my thick red tape here, just pop that in the middle. So this one will go right over the top of that one, so just make sure I get it nice and central like so. And then I've got my velcro dots here, which I've used quite a lot at the moment. Seem to be go through phases. Sometimes I don't use them at all, and now I'm using them loads. So just get two of the matching ones there, pop them in the middle of that top one or the bottom one, sit that on top. Okay, and when you bring it all in, then you want to make sure you've got it nice and square, and then you can add pressure to that glue dot. I'm just going to lift it back off again just so I can make sure that's stuck down properly. There we go. And there you have it. Play around with it a little bit more, but that is it done. Really, really nice 4 by 4 inch gift box, and obviously it's got quite a nice height to it as well. You've got 2 3/4 plus that curve as well, so you've got quite a nice, it's a really, really good size, and it's nice and strong as well. So a little bit fiddly towards the end there, but once you get the knack of it and stuff, just watch the video a few more times. But I'm really pleased with this one. It's got a really, really nice design. I did also do I hole punched all of the squares, so the little squares at the top, put a hole punch in the middle, and then I used some of this ribbon and basically tied it. If I just show you, so say that's the amount that you're going to have, and then from the bottom, so cut that there, and then thread it from the bottom one all the way up, and then you would have that hanging out the top like so. So it was another nice way of doing it as well, and then you would just open each one individually, but I thought this one was just going to be a bit more straightforward and a bit easy for everybody to use. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please hit the like button if you did, and subscribe to the channel to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.